Hey guys, this is day 26. I made it to Key West yesterday. I was pretty exhausted. Well, once I got here I was fine, but once I actually settled in and did some relaxing things and whatnot, I was pretty tired. I had my first drinks on this trip. I had a mojito and a bunch of Coronas and whatnot. I went to a drag show last night. That was fun. I met a lady named Janice at Blue Hole on Big Pine Key, and she said she was in a 3-room condo, I guess you could call it, in a naval base, which was really cool, and she offered me one of her rooms because of what I was doing, how I was doing this for the Ride to Conquer Cancer. And yeah, we talked for a while at Blue Hole. It's like a little pond there where I saw a gator, and apparently there's a bunch of gators that live in the pond, and I also saw some key deer around there, and it's a good bird watching place. But anyway, that was on one of the keys, probably about 30 miles north of Key West. And so I finished my trip yesterday in a couple hours of riding. Made a few stops along the way, but I made it to the most southern point of the continental US, which is awesome. I got a picture there, quite a few pictures. I met another Canadian who was riding his motorcycle from Victoria, BC, all the way to he went all the way down to California and made it back sorry, all the way down to California and across the state. Sorry, I'm a little out of it. I didn't get much sleep last night. Yeah, and he made it all the way down here. He said he traveled 8,000 kilometers in total, so... No, 8,000... Yeah, I think it was kilometers. I'm not sure if he said miles or kilometers. I'm assuming he used kilometers because he's Canadian, but I can't remember exactly what he said. And my final distance on my odometer was 3,118. I don't know how accurate that is. I realized something yesterday when I was sending a text while I was holding the odometer when I was packing it up. The speed was going on it, and so the speed went up, and it actually, and when I was receiving a text, so just the signal in the air really messed with the odometer. So it said it was going up, and I kept sending a couple texts to see if the actual distance in the odometer went up, and after a couple texts, at one point it even said I went like 90 kilometers per hour, so it says my max speed is like 94 or something, which is pretty funny. I wish. My max is actually 81 on this trip, going down the mountains in Ellicottville, but I don't know. So I don't know how accurate the odometer really was overall. I'll double check the distance when I get back home. I'll end up tracking it on the program I use, ridewithgps.com, and I'll end up tracking it on there and seeing the actual full distance I covered all the way down to Key West. I believe it's close to 3,000 though. It should definitely be close to that. Well, that's including 3,000 is including the total distance, because I did a lot of riding around cities, a few detours, but I don't think it's much more over 100 kilometers additional, so it can't be. Yeah, so today I'm going snorkeling. I'm trying to think what else I did yesterday. But yesterday I prepaid a deposit, $13 deposit to go snorkeling. Apparently that's the thing I have to do in Key West. If I'm going to do anything, go snorkeling. Yeah, so that's the big thing I did. I think it's called Madison Square. I saw a bit of the night shows. There's like street performers that go there. I only saw a bit of that. Janice bought me dinner, some Cuban food last night. That's where I had my mojito. And it was pretty strong. It was a double shot of Bacardi rum, but all good. And yeah, I had a great time last night. I'm really glad I ran into Janice over at Blue Hole. I'm glad I spent the night with her. she's a really cool person. She was down here for to do some photography for the past week roughly. Well, it's gonna be almost a week when she's done. She has a showing coming up where she wants to get a bunch of nice pictures for it. She said she got a picture of me on my bike while I was riding on her phone, and it looked really cool, and she's gonna blow it up and print it for me. And yeah. Anyway, I'm just rambling on again. The usual. I can't believe I made it to Key West. My biggest high moment was actually when I made it over to the Georgia-Florida state border. I couldn't believe that was the most exciting moment, I guess, but still, this is the biggest challenge. It hasn't really set in fully. I don't know if it's exhaustion or just, I don't know what it is, but this is the coolest. Yesterday was the best day of my life, so that was really cool. Trying to think if anything exciting happened other than I saw some key deer, which are like 2 feet tall. I got some videos of them and some pictures, so you guys can check that out on my Facebook and YouTube. Oh, I had key lime pie. I had to get key lime pie because I wasn't fully aware of this, but it originated in the Keys. Key lime pie is from here, so I had to have key lime pie in Key West, and I'm pretty sure it was actually my first time having it. I don't recall ever having that in my life, and it was actually really good. I'm gonna get it again in the future. I haven't shaved in a while. I don't know if you guys can tell. I did shave about the first week or so. After about the first week, so it's been about 2 weeks or so without shaving, keeping the little beard for a little while, just to show I traveled. I'm a traveling man. It looks kind of crappy outside today. Oh yeah, I didn't get to see the sunset yesterday because on Madison Square, that's the place to see the sunset. But it was too cloudy, unfortunately. It didn't rain or anything. There wasn't any problems like that. But there's just lots of clouds in the sky. And didn't get to see the sunset, unfortunately. But that's alright. Another time. I'll come back to Key West eventually. So, well, today I had to go to the bike shop shortly. Get my bike taken apart. I'm going to get them to do that for me while I go snorkeling if they're okay with it. I'm going to tell them my story. I think they'll be alright with it, and I'm gonna have my stuff cleaned at the laundromat, and then I have my flight at, I believe, I want to say 1:20 or so, and it's from 1:20 to, I'm gonna be back in Buffalo at 7 o'clock, so not sure exactly 100% what I'm gonna be doing yet when I get to Buffalo, but we'll see, whether it's riding back or getting a ride back. But I had 3 fortune cookies in order from left to right from the times I got them. This is from my first day, this one right here. I hadn't opened them at all. I waited till the end of the trip. I wanted to see what happened with my trip and then see what they said and see if any of them actually occurred or had any real impact or not impact, but if they seemed accurate, I guess you could say. So this is the one I cared about the most, but I stopped at a couple buffets along the way. But day 1, this is the one I got in, I want to say Springville, at a Chinese restaurant there, and it says, you can't even call it crap. But anyway, it says actions speak louder than talks. But I like that one a lot, especially considering my actions of going across the country on my bike, the continent, I guess you could say, but all the way. I didn't travel the full continental distance, but I traveled the country of America, so woo! Sorry about my monotoneness, I'm so exhausted. I can't wait to go home and sleep. But it was totally worth it. The experience of a lifetime. I want to thank everyone who's watched, or everybody who's supported me along the way, whether it's what's it called? By just giving me shelter, whether it was giving me shelter, just pushing me to go forward, so boosting my morale, or anyone who's been in contact with me the entire trip and before the trip. I really appreciate everything everyone's done for me. Thank you for helping me achieve the goal of a lifetime, to achieve such a great thing. I can't believe I actually succeeded. Just making it to Florida was a huge accomplishment for me. Like I said, that was my initial destination, was Jacksonville, but to be able to actually do the full distance from north to south in 25 days, would have been 24 had there not been a flat, and that's including a day off, so it would have been 23 days had I not had those 2 flats yesterday. But not yesterday, sorry, 2 days ago. This is technically day 26. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone that's helped me out. It really helped push me forward, getting through the mental tough parts, especially the knee pain, when I asked my brother and sister to call me because I felt like I needed someone to talk to get through the hard times. I'm glad no one told me. Everyone said if you can't handle it, you should quit. But I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I was able to use the Bengay and everything for my knees, and I actually made it through the Bengay, the ibuprofen, the knee compressors, or the knee slip covers for the compression. But unfortunately, that gave me a funny tan line. You probably can't see, but down there's the bottom tan line, and then it actually cuts off. Not fully cuts off. It kind of blends in, but there's a bit of a line somewhere there because of the what's it called? The slip covers, the knee covers. Knee warmers, I guess you can call them. But you know what? Doesn't matter about the tan line. It did its purpose in keeping the area compressed, so it prevented swelling from my tendonitis. But yeah, I'd really love to thank everybody. I really appreciate everything that's happened. Without you guys, I wouldn't have been able to do it. But like I said, it's mostly mind over matter, and physically it wasn't that demanding, but mentally it definitely was. Definitely had its days, but I made it, guys. Woo! The day after the best day of my life. Thanks again for tuning in. I will be back home tonight, and love you guys. Peace out.